The Kids in the Room podcast.
Wow. Yeah. And you also were part of the early launch of the Model Y, the Model 3. Like, can you tell everyone, what was your responsibility? What was that like? Yeah.
I'll tell you my favorite story. And I tell this story every now and then. So whenever I first started, my first month there, working in inventory, asset control, you work with the production teams a lot. And so whenever I got there, we were doing some walkarounds. You would hear whispers of, number one, like Model 3 is not moving as fast as we want it to. That this new highly automated production flow is not nearly what we thought it would do. Or you would hear whispers of like, Elon's on the floor. It's like, where? Because you want to see him. He's like kind of like a unicorn. He's a mystical beast all of his own. But my first month, I remember getting the direction of, we're going to tear the whole thing out. It's like, what do you mean we're going to tear the whole thing? What does that mean? Exactly what it sounds like. So like they were tearing conveyors, elevators, anything that was super automation that probably didn't need to be automated. They would tear it out and move it to like a kind of like a dead area of the plant, or move it out of the plant. And then I remember whenever they actually decided to put a tent up in the parking lot and start building Model 3s there, that was a wild moment, because I came from a highly structured automotive manufacturing plant where things have been the same for 15, 20 years. To have someone say, okay, we'll just do it in the parking lot, blew my mind. That was my first kind of real taste of that startup, that scrappy mentality of, if we want to make it happen, figure out how to make it happen. And then if it doesn't work, try something else and keep trying until it works. That was wild. So I got to watch the Model Y from the first quarterly update where they say, here's what we're doing, to it actually rolling off the line and then rolling off the line in bulk. Absolutely mind-blowing experience.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. So let me ask you another question. What was it like the first time when you actually did you actually, interact or meet with Elon, or did you get to talk to Elon? Did you get to, what was your experience?
Where we worked in the plant was very central to everything. Well, also very central to everything in the plant was the main conference room that Elon liked to do either daily startup meetings, or a few times I think he did a few quarterly calls from in there. But anytime we would show up, if there was like trash bags over the windows, it's like, oh no, I'm pretty sure Elon's sleeping in there. It's like, no, team, everyone, let's just go ahead and move away. Let's go to the other side of the plant. We'll work from there. You gave the guy him space, gave him all the space he needed to do whatever it was he needed to do. But I can definitely say he's an extremely inquisitive person. If he doesn't understand it, or if he's not an expert in it, at any given time, he's probably only 5 questions away from knowing more than you do about it, which is terrifying, right? Because like if I were to ask you 5 questions and I'm like, that's not how that works. This is how that works. It would blow my mind. But I have seen him ask questions. I've seen him do floor walks. I've seen him break down processes. And I will say that I can be marked safe. I've never been broken down like that by him. But truly, it is amazing to watch someone's brain work from like a 5 why. Why does it do this? Well, then why does it do that? Well, why does it do this? That's something that like you read about in a book, you learn how to do it, but seeing someone actually do it on the fly and do it so successfully, that's impressive.
Yeah, that's interesting. As children, you're always told, hey, you shouldn't ask too many questions. You can't, you shouldn't be asking so many whys. Yeah. Quit asking me why. And it's like, I was that fucking kid. I was a kid who was asking why. I was an annoying little kid who was just a mute and always asked why. And my mom was like, what the fuck? Like, I've got to work, I've got to do things. Like, quit asking fucking why. Like, what do you mean? Because I said so. Like, do it. And it's like, I think I was definitely that kid. I think I've always been that type of person. I think I've just learned to push, to hide it. right? Because some people, and especially when you work in authoritarian type of positions and roles, everybody wants to tell you this is because this person said so. So you kind of have to do it. You're not the person to be asking a lot of questions in life, which is typically what it is. But if you have an open culture, you should always let people ask why. They should be why. Everyone should be fucking asking why. If they're not asking why, they're not interested in working at your company or whatever you're doing. That's why. If they're not really asking fucking why. They have something else they're doing. They're fucking playing with their phones. There's something else they're doing interesting. But
looking for podcasts. That's what they're doing. Looking for this podcast to be specific. Tune in every Friday night. That's a shameless plug. That's what that was. But no, that is, I'm glad you're peeling back this particular onion because it's so true. You hear about cultures that we as a culture here at Tim LLC would like to invite you to come and learn, peel back, ask why, get to the root cause of things. How many companies do you think actually do that? Back it up, I should say. If you're not asking why, if you're not digging in, if you cannot comfortably, I'll say, challenge each other even, what kind of culture is that? It's not a culture of innovation. It's not a culture of change. It's a culture of tell me what I need to do next and I will execute it to the best of my power. But then you're leaning on me to tell you what's best. What are the odds I know? What are the odds that I'm the absolute authority on a matter? Slim to none that any of us are an absolute authority on any matter. I can probably say that I'm probably not even like an authority of my own life. I probably couldn't tell my own story better than like maybe my wife. My wife could probably tell my story better than I could. Some ghostwriter somewhere could probably tell my story better than I could. But why should we ever stop someone from asking why over and over and over again? Sure, it's annoying, but it's annoying because you have poked a nice hole in the very, very thin veil that I had of my existence. And how dare you, as a child, how dare you shake me, a grown man? That's what that is. So your mom's mad because you poked all these holes and like just things that she was like, I don't know. They told me that's why. Stop asking.
I mean, I think that's exactly why, that happened. But also at the same time, people have they're busy with their days, they get busy with their days and you're in these times where both parents work. And so it's like, there's not that much patience, that goes on. So with that being said, sometimes you get, these parents are just like, hey, I have too much shit to do, buddy. Like you got to figure this shit out yourself. Like quit asking me why I don't have time for this. So it begins to be where you're almost this antagonist child because you ask too many whys.